Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Back again as Mr. Bouchard here to do our next lab. I know. Hold down the applause. Thank you. Okay, so today we're going to talk about chemical reactions. And we've been talking about organic molecules and everything this past couple days of notes. So today we're going to talk about the chemical reactions. And there's some ways that you know chemical reactions occur. Chemical reactions can occur by a color change. Chemical reactions can occur by bubbles. And chemical reactions can occur by precipitate.
So if you see any of these things, that's evidence for a chemical reaction.
That is correct.
So what's a precipitate?
I don't know.
A precipitate, I will just say, is instead of a gas being produced like bubbles, a precipitate is a new solid or powdery stuff that's produced that wasn't there before.
That is, Miss Murdoch, thank you.
That's what a precipitate is.
Oh my gosh, she is amazing. Amazing. So guys, first example today, we're going to talk about, and I talked about we had this in our bodies called catalase. It's in all of our tissues. It's also in this lovely potato that Miss Murdoch has got for us. So I'm going to add this potato with the catalase into my little cup here. My little cup, I'm then going to add something called hydrogen peroxide, which we all have in our lovely houses, and it's H2O2. Okay, so I'm going to add this H2O2, which I know pairs up with this catalase. And we're going to see what happens. So I'm going to pour it down there. Be careful.
So the question is a chemical reaction happening here or not? So what do you guys see?
Can you see? Can you see all those? What is all those little tiny things coming off of there? And if I wanted to, I'll start from this.
Go ahead, go right ahead.
If I stir it a little, notice all of those bubbles and how cloudy it's happening. So what that is a clue to us is there's a chemical reaction. Now, according to this lovely formula, what we had was reactants to begin with. We had our H2O2, hydrogen peroxide, and our catalase. We put those in and we got a product. Now, you're saying to yourself, what is that? Well, H2O2 with catalase yields H2O and oxygen gas. And with those little bubbles you see are O2 bubbles popping up from the reaction. Look at that, and look at how they're all foaming up the top there. And usually you see this, if you ever put hydrogen peroxide on a cut, you'll see it sort of foam up, and that's its interaction with the catalase within your skin cells.
So, I mean, if you just put the potato in plain water, would it not do that?
No, it would not. It would. I got a big potato, it can't fit in. But if I could, I'd put the whole potato in there, and nothing would happen with that.
Right. Oh, okay, good question.
Good question, Miss Murdoch. Now, ladies and germs, we are going to do a chemical indication. You should have watched the lab before this presentation by Miss Murdoch. So now we have our mystery powder. Oh, what is in this powder? All right, and proper scientific ways are we don't dip a finger in and taste it because you don't know what chemicals are in here.
What could be in there?
What could be in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first pour a little water into each of these so that way it doesn't stick. I've learned that the hard way too because it makes a big chalky mess at the bottom.
So we're testing for 3 different things.
Oh, yes.
We don't know what's in the mystery powder, but they could be 3 different things. It's a white powder, and I had at my disposal, I had 3 powders to work with. One of them was this albumin, which is a protein. One of them was glucose, and you know all about glucose, so there's a carbohydrate. And the other one is starch. I have this starch also, okay? And they're all white powders. So the question is, which ones of them did I put into this mystery powder, which is a white powder? We don't know what's in it. So Mr. Bouchard, who is so talented, is going to test the mystery powder one at a time for each one of those substances, because there is an indicator chemical that allows us to see a color change if each of those things is present.
So I'm just trying to mix them a little.
You're doing great.
Thank you, thank you.
Very good technique.
Sorry guys, I just want to make sure the water sort of gets a little cloudy so it dissipates through. So the first one I'm going to do is Benedict's. And what Benedict's, I have to add this in, I have to heat it. And Benedict's will test for glucose. Okay. So what I'm going to do is put, how many drops do you think, Miss Murdoch?
Put in 3 droppers full, because you need a lot of Benedict's.
3 droppers full. 1,
It's pretty blue.
2, 3. And so notice there hasn't been a color change, but that's because in order for this reaction to take place, you need to put it in a warm bath. So follow me over here, students.
All right.
We are now going to put this in its warm bath as I serenaded. Please go into your warm bath, relax in there. And what I'm going to do is just lean it against the side for a little while as Miss Murdoch's put a heating
It's a warm water bath.
warm water bath under, and this is a little heating thing to keep it warm. So right now we're just going to let this sit here for a little bit, and we'll see if a color change happens.
All right.
Now, my lovely students, we are going to come back here, and we have 3 other tests. First one we'll do is Bouchard's. And Bouchard's, if this is a positive test, as Miss Murdoch said earlier, we should have a lovely purplish hue color, I think, right? Is that what you said?
Yes, yes.
So what I'm going to do, make sure I mix this up a little. But how much do you think, Miss Murdoch?
Put like a good dropper full in there because you got a lot of water in there.
Sorry.
So give us, no, you're fine. You're fine. You're perfectly fine.
All right, so what I'm going to do is then,
They'll let them
ooh.
make up their own mind. Put it next to the control and the test. Which one does that one look most like?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Okay.
And I'm not going to tell you. Or do you want me to tell them?
No, we're not going to tell them.
We're not going to tell you.
If you watch the demo, then you know what's in there and what isn't.
All right, I'm going to put this one back.
All right.
And I will show you again at the end. Next, we're going to test for starch using iodine. You may say iodine you can also maybe have used in the hospital if you've gotten a cut because it's a really good sanitizer. My wife cut her foot. We were out once and went to the doctor and they put her whole foot in the whole thing of iodine. It hurt, but it cleaned it out.
Yep.
And iodine's a really good
It kills
antiseptic.
bacteria. Yeah, it's very good at that. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to make sure I mix this again. How many drops, Miss Murdoch?
It won't take much at all. Maybe 1 drop will do it.
Maybe 1. Oh, I just squirted on myself a little.
It will not hurt you.
All right, and I'll just clean that up. Yep, rinse that off my hand. All right, and so I'm gonna. Oh, that's a beautiful. I love these indicators. Oh, look at that! Look at that! So
Let's compare to
now compare it to our results.
There's the 2 to compare it to. Which one does it look like, and is it positive or not? Up to you to decide. Okay.
All right. So again, guys, this was the iodine. This is the Bouchard's. And then over we have the warm water bath going.
Okay.
Is it ready yet, Ms. Murdoch? All right, so we let our thing relax in the warm water. I got to wake it up. I'm going to actually use
Yeah, go ahead and use the rubber glove.
the rubber glove because safety first, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Excellent. All right.
So I'm going to take this over here to our tests. And
It's right there.
there you go.
Okay.
Which one does this look like? It's a beautiful color
It
too.
is a beautiful color. Yes.
So again, ladies and gentlemen, these are what are called chemical reactions, and these are chemical indicators. So we know a reaction has occurred if there's a color change. So those are kind of cues to let you know things. So again, guys, welcome again to next day of Chemical Indicators Lab. Ms. Murdoch, anything else?
No, I mean, just make sure that you have you can go back and look at the results again, and you have to decide which things are in that mystery powder and which are not. Very nice job, Mr. Bouchard. Thank you.
Bye.